Okay, so now we're going to take a look at the options that come with the Joybee GP2 by Benq. Right now we're basically on the main screen. Probably 99.9% of you out there are probably going to use this for the HDMI connection. And that's where we're at right now. We're connected to a PS3. And I'm using the remote that actually comes with the unit. Now before I get into that, the unit's sitting on its box over there. The controls for the projector itself are on top, along with the connections for your iPod or iPhone. And the one thing I notice when I'm packaging it is that the controls are on top of the box, and a lot of times you see projectors out there that you can connect to your ceiling for obvious reasons. You want to, show it onto a projection screen or your wall. And you can't really do that with this one, and there is no invert mode where you can, flip the screen if you were going to do that. But for obvious reasons, if you're probably purchasing this, you're going to use it with your iPod or your iPhone because it comes with a connection. With that said, the controls on the box itself are fairly easy to use, along with the remote. However, the first thing I notice, and this being actually my first time using it, so I'm right there with everybody, is the remote itself isn't backlit. And from where you can see it right now, you can see the screen, and it's pretty tiny. It reminds me a lot like one of those remotes you get from those high-8 video cameras that, before HD and digital cameras came out. It has all the functions and features you need, except for the fact if you're going to use your projector, chances are there's not going to be light in the room, and chances are you're not going to want to get up and shine the light. So it would have been nice to have these backlit. Anyways, with that, I'm going to use the screen wall as my light to kind of go through this. And we'll go to the right, and you have video component connections, which is pretty neat. I don't think any component video is going to go out of style anytime soon. PC, computer connection. You have internal memory, which is pretty smart to do, especially with a portable projector. You can put videos, pictures, anything you pretty much can come up with digital copy-wise. Your iPhone and iPad or iPod connection, like I mentioned, again, it's on top of the projection box, so leave that out of the room for connecting it on the ceiling if that's what you had in mind. SD card, flash drive. Another flash drive USB reader. You have a USB 2.0 connection, straight connection from your computer or laptop directly into the box, which is a pretty neat function. Now trying this on my computer, which is fairly recent and pretty powerful itself. Power enough to do Photoshop and Adobe editing and all that kind of stuff. It was pretty choppy. I didn't really figure out why it was so choppy, but just keep that in mind if that's what you're primarily going to use it for. Either maybe I need to upgrade my RAM, which I doubt because I think it's 8 gigs, but keep that in mind anyways. And we go into the settings, and if I go into this, pretty much you see everything that you would normally see in any kind of video settings. You got language, LED mode, it gives you options of normal or eco-friendly, wall color. A wall color is basically to say that if you don't have anything but a white wall, and let's say you're at school, you're a professor and you want to use the blackboard, or you have yellow tinted walls or green, it only gives you a few options to kind of choose from: pink, blue, light yellow, light green, and blackboard. You'll see pink and blue. I don't think it necessarily means you have a pink and blue wall. I think it just necessarily means that the projector brings out the color better if it's toned that way. Similar to you pick up your iPhone and you can see different types of tones if you do special features on taking pictures. Auto Keystone. This is probably the neatest feature on the projector box itself. It basically says if you have it on, it automatically fits your screen into a square. That's not to say if you move it back and forth, your screen will automatically just get bigger or smaller. No, you're doing that. What it's to say, if you do move it or you tilt it up and down, it'll make a perfect square for you. So that's a really neat feature. It takes out all the kinks from moving it constantly, which you would find in a mobile projector. So that's a really neat feature that they added on there. And on top of that, I wanted to add that the box itself, the hardware, comes with a little peg that you just twist left or right, counterclockwise or clockwise, and it makes basically adjusts up and down for eye level. If you come down here, auto power off, sleep mode basically, splash screen. This basically is, your home screen. What is it going to look like? Right now we have it on Benq. Audio settings. Come into this. You got mute, volume level, keypad tone, and audio standby mode. It's basically some basic features they're going to add to this. It's definitely not a complete stereo system. If we come back to this, go back into our menu. And if I finish scrolling, I'm going to go backwards this time. We got Firmware Upgrade, which is a pretty neat feature, which I think all kind of companies should go with nowadays, because it always sucks if you're connecting something or you realize maybe your PS3 or your computer or your Xbox has a better firmware update than the actual component they're using to display your images. Reset settings, test pattern, and security settings. And come back over here, some basic information. Nothing too fancy. You got 1.3 gigs of internal memory to use. It'll read you out your SD card, your USB reader, all that kind of stuff if they're connected. So pretty neat stuff. Like I said, I wouldn't necessarily purchase this if you were going to actually intend using it for a personal projection screen, replacing a flat panel screen or what have you. But if it's something on the go, something you want to have fun, you got some money to spend, definitely try it out. I mean, it's a portable projector, so check it out.